This is my assistant, Catherine. She won't be speaking. I'd like to speak to you this evening about Dr. Brian Harold May. Many of you here tonight will know him as that guitarist from Queen. I think of him as a Renaissance man. In 1967, Brian May crafted his own electric guitar from a motorcycle engine and a fireplace. That guitar he called the May Red Special. He has played the same guitar ever since, and he has had the same hair ever since. Took a picture of Brian May from any time between 1968 and to present day, and he looks pretty much the same. This is why many people like Queen and Brian May. He is in an ever-changing world, he is the one persistent constant. He is a rock in the world of rock. A rocky rock. In 1971, Brian May began a PhD in astrophysics. Brian May is a keen astronomer. He abandoned those studies in 1973 when Queen, his band, became a bit big. In 1975, he wrote a song for Queen called 39. This was a song about Einstein's theory of relativity, under which if one travels around the world at the speed of light, when one returns to Earth, one will not have aged, but one's grandchildren will be older than oneself. What a trip. We jump ahead to 2007. Brian May finally is able to complete the astrophysics PhD he started in 1971. He calls it a survey of radial velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud. The book is published. Nobody buys it. It costs £40 and frankly it's a bit specialist. Not to be outdone, Brian May publishes another book in 2009. It is called A Village Lost and Found. It is a selection of postcards from the 1850s. Not just any postcards, mind you. If one looks at the sample, we can see that the postcards are two images, seemingly alike, and yet slightly different. These are stereographic images. Stereographic images, mind you, of Victorian villages. And when you look at these images, with the special owl-shaped binoculars that come with this, I'll be showing this around later on, you can admire it for yourselves. The images go 3D. This is 150 years before the 3D technology that you and I know and hate today. However, all of this are facts known to man. What only a few men know is what Brian May did in 1973. In 1973, Brian May crafted a time machine from a motorcycle engine and a fireplace. And he's been zipping backwards and forwards in time ever since. This is why I say that Brian May is a Renaissance man, a man for all seasons. I wrote a song about this, and I posted it, and Brian May found it, and he put it on his website. And it nearly went viral. It got 3,000 hits, and then it stopped. So it was more of a sniffle than a virus. This is the first public performance of the song, and so in many years to come, you'll be able to tell your grandchildren about this. Or if you spin around the earth at the speed of sound, speed of light, you'll be able to tell them quite soon. This is called Radial Velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud. Brian May, time and space, with the guitar that he crafted from a motorbike and a fireplace. Had a need 360 degrees, that's the Zodiac. But Queen got big and his thesis was neglected. But no one cried and nobody objected. But Brian May lay awake at night, his conscience kept him up. Brian could not forgive himself for giving up on those radial velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud in 1973. No, those radial velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud. Oh, what became of thee, Brian? Till Brian May woke one day. He built a time machine from a motorbike and a fireplace. Yes, he did. He traveled free to 1973 and then back to the present day and handed in his PhD. And his thesis said the phenomenon was poorly understood. That's what he said. But with this research here, he sure hoped maybe someday someone would. The world sat up and gasped, it seemed a miracle. But sales were slow, 'cause laymen found it too technical. 'Cause the radial velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud was written by the specialists. No, those radial velocities in the Zodiacal dust cloud, the general public gave it a miss. But Brian May was glad he'd done it all the same. And then he published a book of stereoscopic images of Victorian villages.